Alright. Alright, we're...
Hi, YouTubers.
Yeah, stay up, finding rest for your soul, Matthew 11:28-30.
And since I'm old, fat, toothless, and ugly, I get a lot of comfort from that. Because I know I'm going to have a new body and a new name. And it better be a good one. We're going to do something that... This is a recipe that I have never tried. And I'm praying it works. But, you know how that goes. Sometimes you have flukes. This one I don't think will be a fluke. So, but, you know, I'm going to have Phyllis open these 3 cans. It's apple pie filling. And I'm going to get out the juice. Okay, we're going to put the juice. I didn't refrigerate it because you don't want it. There.
It's a little noisy.
Yeah, it gets a little noisy when the can opener is used. And I will be using this. It is Mott's apple juice along with the apple pie filling. And I need a spatula, one of the rubber ones. Rachel Ray, if I can. If it's over there, that yellow one. Well, that'll work too. Rachel Ray's is easier because it's smaller and can get down in the can better.
This one?
That one. My Rachel Ray one. I wouldn't take nothing from my Rachel Ray spatula, and it's getting old and about to break. And that's scary. Okay, I'm going to be dumping 3 cans of apples, apple pie filling, into this. And this better work, people. I mean, it's got to work. Sorry. And I need that 2-cup measuring cup because I'm not sure. I'm thinking 2 cups of apple juice will be enough, but I'll know after I put it in. I'll know more then. Where's the 3rd one? And you always lick the excess off your fingers because I wash my hands before I come in my kitchen. And if I leave the kitchen, I wash them when I come back in. I'm a very clean cook. Now, I'm making plenty of this because any that's left over, I'm going to be frying some pancakes and taking the excess of this to my pharmacist and my doctor's office for my nurses, because Dr. Bickford and her nurses are the very best there is. I would not give her up for nobody. She better never consider going back to Romania. She's my doctor, not theirs.
Well, her mom lives with her, so I don't think
she'll do it.
Yeah.
I'm so thankful for her because
she doesn't have any reason to go back.
She's making it more possible for me to do this. She's helping me through a lot of it, and she's got my health lined up to where I'm not depressed or I'm not super anxious, and I don't constantly have mood swings. Thank God she knows about thyroids. Okay, we're going to start out with 2 cups of apple juice to see if that thins it down enough. Because that's what you need. You need it thin enough that you can bring it to a boil and put the dumplings in it. It may take another cup, because that's a lot of apples. So we're going to use 3 cups, but you can either tone down the recipe for your family size if you don't want to put some of it up. I make quite a bit because I've got a few royal taste testers. I got my nurse who comes every week. She's the one you see on camera. And then I've got my doctors and all that. My doctor, as long as it isn't a meat product, she don't eat meat. But she will eat a lot of stuff, and she loves my potato salad, I hope. She said it was yummy.
Mm-hmm.
So that was a very high praise, in my opinion. And we'll be showing you how to do that tomorrow, because we're going to do a stream again tomorrow because we missed yesterday. We usually do this on Wednesdays, and we had to wait till Thursday this week. But we're going to get there. Okay, we're getting ready to give this a start. I need apple pie filling and cinnamon in it. Oh, the cinnamon should be here too. We already had apple pie spice and I didn't know it.
No, well, no.
Which
fresh.
one?
That's the new one.
That's the Kroger brand. Let's try
It's the brand new though.
Let's try McCormick though, because it ain't been opened.
Yeah, but how old is it?
Here, check the expiration date. If it's expired, then we'll toss it.
April 2023.
It's not overly expired. We'll keep it, but we'll use this. It's store brand. It's Kroger. I've never tried their brand before, and I didn't realize that I hadn't told her what brand to get when I sent her to get it yesterday.
No.
So that's on me.
That was the cheapest.
I usually use McCormick, but I have found that Kroger brand is comparable to most things. There are some things I can't get that off. I ain't got the strength. Okay. That's a fourth of a teaspoon. I want a half.
Nope.
That's a teaspoon.
They're all
Okay.
raised by size.
Good deal. And it won't go through the opening.
Just do the little one twice. Or flip it around. Can you flip it around? There you go.
I had it the wrong direction.
Work smarter, not harder.
Shut up. Oh, I'm praying this works. I'm going to use a teaspoon. You can't get too much apple pie spice and apple pie filling. I've always felt if it tastes good with 1 teaspoon or with a half teaspoon, put a whole teaspoon in and it tastes great.
Well,
So we're going to try that theory.
that one cook always said, if you feel like you've added too much seasoning, add more.
Well,
I live by that.
yep, I love seasoning. Now this recipe, I've never done it before, but it came to me one night. I was laying in bed,
Yep.
and I
You didn't have the
saw
burner
this.
turned on.
Huh?
You don't have the burner turned on.
No, but I'm trying to get this stuff to stir in.
Well, turn the burner on.
Feels like it's sticking and it not even on. Come feel.
It's probably just thick. It's just that filling was thick.
I mean, these Gotham Steel kettles, I think I got a lemon with them. You get lemons in cars, you can do that with cookware. And
I like that. It's that one
I
frying
do too,
It's
but
that
it
one frying
started
pan.
sticking.
That one frying pan you got.
Okay. Now, the cinnamon.
It had cinnamon in the apple pie thing.
Yeah, but I added juice, which took
Yeah.
away from the cinnamon. So we're gonna.
Does this not have cinnamon? This has cinnamon in it too, though.
Not enough. I can't smell cinnamon. If I can't smell it, it ain't enough. And you'll probably have to get what's in there on the baker's rack. Because I'm not liking my ground cinnamon.
Cinnamon in it.
Check. And I'm gonna add a secret ingredient. It's called nutmeg. Nutmeg is so good. And you only put a shake. Make sure it's got the holes.
Cinnamon.
And I'm going to put another teaspoon of cinnamon in this so that it's really good on the pancakes. I love cinnamon. Those little red hot discs, I love them. And I love those little candy red hots. Especially put into apple butter.
I don't like the hot
I love
cinnamon.
red hot apple butter. I will not eat the brown.
I don't like the hot cinnamon. I like cinnamon toast crunch. I like the sweet cinnamon.
Well, my apple butter isn't hot.
It's got a little bit of a kick, people say.
It's got a kick, but it's not hot. It's that taste of cinnamon, red hots in that apple butter. When they unseal the apple butter and they take their first bite, it's kind of a shock to the tongue.
Well, yeah, my friend, whenever I gave her some of it, and I forgot to tell her that it was the cinnamon apple butter, and she was like, she liked it though, but then I was like, she's like, what is that taste? And I was like, oh yeah, it's cinnamon apple butter. She was like, oh, she's like, I thought I was going crazy. She's like,
it ain't cinnamon. The apple butter has cinnamon. It's red hot apple butter. Because you put red hots in it when you're making it.
Yeah, red hot apple butter. She was like,
and I make mine good and red.
She was like, I thought it was different. Because even the color of it's different.
Yeah, it's red. And it's apple butter. But I'm here to tell you, I did not like apple butter. And somebody, I think it was Grandma Babcock, my sister-in-law Mary's mom, I think it was her that gave me a taste of it. And I loved it. And I learned how to make it. And that's the only apple butter I make. Okay, we've got this stirred in and we've got it heating. And we may have to have another cup, but I don't think so. We've already fried the bacon. She's going to make pancakes while I get everything together for the dumplings. I couldn't think. My head is kind of foggy right now. just praying this works. Because I'm doing this on camera and it's going to be put on YouTube whether it works or not. If I have a blunder, you're going to see it. If I have a good thing, you're going to see that too. But I don't think God gives you bad ideas. And this, when it came to me, I was laying there in bed and I just wanted to think of something new, and I had said, God, I need new recipes. I haven't thought up a good recipe in a while. And I was going to sleep, and that floated behind my eyelids. I saw apple dumplings and pancakes. And we're going to take some to the pharmacist and probably some to Dr. Bickford. So, to her office for all the nurses. So you guys pray for me. I mean, I've got faith that it's going to work. I think. Yeah, I do. My faith is so strong that this is going to work. And if a mosquito bites me, it's going to go around singing, there's power in the blood. I got faith. Okay. Now we're going to pause the video while we get the ingredients out to make the dumplings. And I'll be showing you exactly step by step how to do it. They're really simple.
We'll be back.
We're getting ready to make the dumplings. I have 2 cups of flour in this bowl, and I have a half a cup that I'm going to be spreading on the counter because you got to roll these out. And I got my trusty baking roller, which is used to keep them alive throughout the edges. I mean, dang, that's better than wrapping them around and when we see that lucky nut. It keeps you crispy. Ain't that right? Okay. I have 2 cups of flour and a quarter cup of powdered milk in this bowl. I am going to add a quarter cup of lard. And the reason I don't use buttered grains like I do my biscuits is because it's not a strong enough, it's not strong enough to hold together once you put them into the boiling apples. And so we're having with the apple juice, so yes, and it helps when the apple juice in the apple pie sauce. So this has 1/4 cup of lard in it, and like I said, you're going to find out that I do not use oils. I don't use any artificial. It's got to be natural, and that's what lard is natural. And most doctors are going to admit that you're better off to use this than the oils. So, what my parents knew back in the 30s when they got married, doctors are finding out now. No, I don't know. I know Dr. Bickford doesn't eat. I don't know if she will eat anything that has this in it. Now, if you're going to have to use a substitute for the lard, your best bet would be the solid crystal. Whatever it is your body, somebody is good. Okay. I'm going to get this a good cooking them, I make sure that those are not dirty. I bleach them, I do the whole 9 yards. I make sure they're clean. I'm funny about that. My kitchen is a pet-free zone. I have 2 dogs and a cat, and all of them know you don't go in that room. This is the one room of the house now. They have snuck in and I have caught them, and they usually get out before the broom hits them in the butt. But I will not allow animals in my kitchen. I just can't. Okay. I'm going to take my rings off because I don't want them to get all gunked up. We don't use the banana rack, so I use that to hang my rings on when I have to take them off.
No, even when you have bananas, they never get on it.
That's right, they just get set out on the counter.
Or sit underneath of it, they never get hung on it.
Okay. And you just guesstimate on the water. I had 1 teacup and I didn't use the whole teacup. Well, gosh, it's a coffee cup.
Yeah, and a teacup, they're smaller.
But every now and then I drink tea. Okay, now for the fun part. We have to spread this to where when you roll these dumplings out, you can cut them. And you need this flour in until it's good and firm. The dough's good and firm. And still make sure you don't have to roll them out, which sometimes I have to go and get another cup. But most of the time, I don't. But I've been doing this a long time. So, I mean, when you've had 45 years to perfect it.
Yeah, you don't want it to get too stiff, but you kind of
moist.
No, you kind of know that when you've done it enough, you kind of know how it feels, like when it's just starting to get stiff.
This makes perfect. I mean, you can hold it and it's perfect. Now, for the rolling, you want to make sure that you got flour on top, because if you don't,
it'll stick.
It will stick big time. And I had to get the excess dough off my fingers before I start, because you don't want that falling into the fresh dough. And you just take your rolling pin and you roll it out good and thin. This is basically the biscuit dough recipe.
Quarter of an inch.
That we showed you.
Yeah, you can use this dough. It's very universal. It can be pizza dough, biscuit dough.
Yeah, and
monkey bread dough.
I've made some of the
dumpling dough
pancakes with this with the same ingredients.
This recipe,
You don't do it as thick.
Yeah.
Okay, my secret weapon. When I was taught how to make homemade dumplings rolled out, we took a knife and we cut it. It'd take a half an hour to cut this many dumplings because using a knife it's hard. One day I picked this up and I said, my back is hurting, I'm going to try some. And let me tell you, it made short order out of cutting dumplings.
Yeah. A little crooked, but oh well.
Yeah, I don't care if they're crooked as long as they taste good. Okay. And then you cut, after you cut lengthwise, you cut across.
Cut that top row, yeah.
Yeah.
Well, I meant this way. Yeah.
And that way it was too thick.
There you go.
Or too wide, not thick. Gotta get my terms right here. I'm trying to teach people, and if I say too thick, they're gonna start rolling it out. Okay.
Yeah, then
I did in 1 minute.
yeah, you basically got a dumpling. You just boil it, and then it turns into a dumpling.
When you
It'll
put
poof
it
up.
in boiling apple sauce, apple pie filling, with the added apple juice, it's going to turn into a dumpling.
Which whenever I pick these out, like when I make them chicken dumplings, I always pick them up. I always like to toss them around in the flour a little,
because
and then throw them in.
The juice back up.
Yeah, and make sure you always use the all-purpose self-rising flour. Self-rising flour. I always get them confused. The self-rising flour, because it's got everything in it. You don't have to add baking powder and all them other ingredients.
Yeah.
And then
I never learned to cook.
Because if you use regular flour, it won't poof up. It won't.
It will not make
a good dumpling.
The dumplings you get with plain flour, the size they are when you put them into it is the size they are when you take them.
Yeah, like that. They come out looking just like that. Yeah, those will puff up to like double, triple that size. I mean,
it's almost time to put them in. We already got the bacon fried.
Yeah.
And the grease for them to make the pancakes and put that in. And once you put the dumplings in, it ain't long before they're done. I mean, in 15 minutes, they're done. Now, you just take your dough, flip it over in the grease or in the flour, and do not dust the flour off.
No.
You need that. And you take it and you drop it in. See, some of it's going to fall off anyway. But
and you're getting up with half flour on you.
I know. I'm going to have to wash my back brace afterwards. When I started putting them in, it slowed down on its simmer or its boil. So I'm turning it up. Cooled it off too much, but they'll still be good.
Yeah.
It doesn't have to be boiling when you put it in. It'll still be good.
It's good while you're dropping them in there to stir them in a little, because, put a few in, stir them in, put a few in, stir them in.
One of the plastic spoons, big spoons.
Like,
slotted time. Thank you. Now these donuts will hold together.
Dumplings.
Or donuts. I got donuts on the brain. That's another one I got to figure out how to do.
Yeah.
And
we could probably make them all the same dough recipe.
Since we're a day late putting this on YouTube.
And didn't I buy you a little mini donut maker or mini donut
No.
baking tray? I thought I did.
I thought you did too, but I ain't found it. I was looking for it the other day. And I thought, well, maybe it's just my imagination, but you brought it up, so the kitchen ate it.
I guess.
The dryer eats my socks. The kitchen eats a lot of my lids and bowls. Actually, I think they develop 2 legs and walk off. That's okay if somebody needs them more than I do. God bless them. I'm not going to get angry about it. Now, if you come in and you steal from me, I'm going to pray and ask God to take over. Because I'm not allowed to take vengeance. He said it's His. So when you steal from me, you're stealing from God too. And let me tell you, that ain't good. And the only thing I even care about material-wise is my mama's old dishes that she got in the 60s from a store in Connersville, Indiana called Sheeny Stevens Store. I've got that set. And anybody tries to take any of those, and oh honey, yes so. Okay.
Yeah. You want to go ahead and pause for now, and we'll get everything.
Well, we're dropping the dumplings in.
I know.
We need to show them how full to make the kettle. Okay. I'm thinking it'll hold all of this.
I mean, we've done chicken and dumplings in it before. So.
Yeah. But I've never done this before, so y'all pray. Y'all pray for me. But yeah, we'll show you if there's any leftover dumplings. But we're going to pause it again.
Yeah, we'll cut it for a little bit, and we'll get all this taken care of and the pancakes done since you've already seen the pancakes. And then we'll be back whenever our real taste testers here and everything's done.
Yeah. And that way you don't have to watch.
Everything boiled.
All of this.
What's that saying?
Watch
pot never boils. Yeah.
See, I can finish her sentence, she can finish mine. And I'm wearing my teeth today, guys. I don't do that often. Okay, we're going to pause and we'll be back. Well,
okay,
it's failed, so.
We're going to add some sugar.
And what was it? We're going to add sugar and 2 teaspoons of apple pie spice because evidently the 1 teaspoon wasn't enough. Is that 1?
Yep, that's the 1 teaspoon.
Okay, this is a 1/2 cup measuring cup, so I'm going to use 2 of them. I think it's the 1/2 cup. That's what it looks like.
Yeah.
Okay. Sorry about that. I never thought about the sugar. I thought the apple pie the canned apple pie filling had enough. But we added the juice, which is not sweetened. Do what? None.
Not spite.
That's me. I drank a little sip.
So a cup of sugar.
Just kidding. I didn't drink nothing. But I let him think I did.
And another teaspoon of
apple pie spice. She's supposed to be here around 11. And Harmon, I'm filming. Thank you. what happened to it. I just used it.
Yeah, I thought you put it back up in there.
I did too, but what I'm seeing is sage. I'll use this one. I'm using a heaping teaspoon, people. I like spice. If it ain't different, I don't like it.
Stir that in real good.
Okay, we got this stirred. And let me show you the dumplings.
Yeah. See how big they got. They got huge. You can always rewind the video to see how little they were to start with.
Yeah.
They got huge.
And they look so good and yummy, and they smell so good and yummy.
Yeah.
Oh, that is perfect. That is so perfect. It's so crunchy looking and brown. The middle didn't get good and crunchy, but that's okay.
See, that's why I think that would make good donut batter.
I think it would too. But it wouldn't come out as fluffy as a donut, though. Donuts are super fluffy and airy inside.
More like a cruller or something though. That's not as fluffy. I love crullers.
I do too, especially the cinnamon and powdered sugar
I like
ones.
just the yeast ones.
Well, we don't use yeast, so you'd have to make the yeast ones out of plain flour. And I don't know how to use plain flour. I wasn't raised on using plain flour. When I was taught to cook at 10 years old, we were already using self-rising flour.
We can find that.
Self-rising flour was invented before I was born. Not a lot of things were, but self-rising was.
We can find that thing. We'll have to experiment and play around with some donuts.
Yeah. And then put it on camera. This is a first for me making apple dumplings, and I'm doing it on camera.
I only want one pancake.
Why?
I couldn't even eat 2 whole ones last. And we know she's not going to have time to eat 2 whole ones.
She might. She can do that while she's filling my pill pack. And they're smaller than what I made last time. But we're making the homemade pancakes now, which, like we said before, we already have a video on how to make them. Just go back and find that video, make them just like that, and make them good and brown and crunchy. And people, my nurse, that was the first thing she said, these are crunchy.
Yeah, she said, I wish I could have a pancake. It was just the edge.
Just the edge of that pancake, because it was so crunchy and so delicious. And she loved the crunchy, and so do I.
Well, you can always, those little bitty egg makers or pancake makers, but pour the pancake batter around the outside instead of the inside.
Yeah, and that might work.
And then you have a pancake with the middle missing, it'd be all edged.
We ought to do that just for meanness.
Just for fun.
That would make a good one.
That would be funny.
And
they'd be like, here, you got a just all edge pancake, no middle.
You know, I go through trials and tribulations every day. I've got a beloved sister who has stage 4 bladder cancer and is already down to under 80 pounds.
And outlived the doctors.
And she's outlived what the doctor said she would do. My sister Agnes, I love her so much that she's going to get to see my mama before I do. Because when she walks through that door, my mama will be right there to greet her. And I know this because I died at one point. In 2003, I was a passenger in a car that took a semi head-on. And it broke 5 vertebrae, compression fractured 5 vertebrae, split my right femur in 2 hip to knee, broke my right ankle, my right wrist, deflated my left lung. I was on a respirator for almost 2 weeks. They didn't, I had a brain injury, bleeding from the brain. For the first 3 days and nights, the doctors told my husband to get my affairs in order, that it was impossible for me to live with the extent of my injuries. But he didn't know the healer, I know. But when my heart quit and I died, I found myself in a waiting room full of people that I did not know. And at the same time of the wreck, my oldest brother's wife, Mary, was dying of cancer.
Who got married when you were being born?
Yeah, they were getting married when I was being born. She was in the family exactly as long as I was.
You can't forget your birthday and can't forget their anniversary.
And people, I found myself in a waiting room full of people. Here, I'll let you do the rest of it. Found myself in a waiting room full of people that I did not recognize, so we're fixing the camera angle so you can see better. You're going to make the rest of them. But anyway, I found myself in a waiting room full of people, nobody in there, and I turned my head to the right, looked behind me, and there was a set of double doors. So I got up, I opened the left door with my left hand, and people, as God is my witness, I saw the most beautiful, beautiful paradise, whatever you want to call it. And I saw my mother. She was standing behind a stone altar, and she had an armload of the most beautiful flowers I ever seen. She looked like she was maybe 30 years old, and I'd never seen my mother at that age. She was 41 when I was born, or 42, and I had never even seen pictures of her at that age.
She's here.
So I said, Mama, and I started to go in, and somebody grabbed my right wrist. It was my sister-in-law, Mary. She told me, she said, it's not your time.
Just a second.
She said, you need to forgive family members for what they've done. And she told me, she said, I love you. And she said, laughed and said, I'd quit smoking. I said, no, Mary, it was you that quit when you got cancer. She said, honey, you have no nicotine left in your lungs. She went through the door and everything disappeared. That was when they got my heart beating again. First thing I said to Harmon when they took me off the respirator, I said, when are you going to tell me Mary died? He said, we didn't want to say anything that would get you upset. You were fighting for your life. I said, she's the one who kept me from going through the door of death. Yeah, he's not a believer. And so I told him the story, and he was going in the proper places. And then I said, which told me that I had no nicotine left in my lungs. His mouth hit the floor. I didn't know they had pumped my lungs free of nicotine, but Mary did. So, baby, there is a heaven. And if you are living for God, you're going to make it. So don't worry about death. Yeah, that final experience is scary. But when you wake up in heaven, it's all been worth it. Just a little side note. That's the reason I'm in pain a lot, is because of all the broken bones and arthritis in those bones. But I'll never quit praising God and rejoicing in Him. Just a side note. Okay, my royal taste tester is here.
Yeah,
Did you fix that?
so we gotta give him it. Plus we gotta
know when you're ready.
fix up
I'm
a
ready.
plate.
Come on in.
Well, we gotta fix up a plate.
Well, that one and that
And
one.
this one, yeah.
Okay.
Something
This.
smells good. Smells like apple pie's baking.
It's apple dumplings. I've never done it before.
Okay, sure
So
smells
this
good.
is a new experience for me,
Okay.
and it's going to be a new taste for you. So get in here,
Oh, it's hot, hot, hot.
and let's get her a fork and a knife.
Well, here's a knife. I can do this one.
Yeah, that buttery knife would be great. And you just... Now, these are homemade dumplings, and they don't have the fruit in them. They are cooked in the fruit.
Oh my God. Look at that.
Is that not beautiful? I asked God for a new recipe and got it.
Okay.
So sit it down there.
Wow.
She's our beautiful royal taste
I
tester
don't know about that.
is about to tell me that tastes nasty.
Okay, I've got an apple right now. Hang on.
Yeah. Okay, get a dumpling. And then get pancake, apple, and dumpling.
Okay, here's a dumpling.
Good? Okay.
And then the pancake.
Yep, with a piece of dumpling and an apple.
And you got butter on my pancake already?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. We treat you right. You lost your dumpling. It's on top.
Oh my gosh.
Is it good together? Out of a 1 out of 10, what do you give it?
A 10 plus.
Plus, plus?
That's good. Where'd you get that recipe?
Maybe
I made it up, and it's the first try.
What are the dumplings?
Homemade dumplings. They've got flour, powdered sugar, and water.
powdered milk.
Powdered milk and water. And I say powdered sugar every time, and lard. The lard is the hold together item.
Gosh. Now the apple filling.
The apple filling
Just apple pie
is
filling.
apple pie filling and apple juice. Because you've got to thin the pie filling down to where you can put the homemade dumplings in.
Apple pie spice, it's more added cinnamon, and then what was it else you had?
Sugar.
Well, no sugar, what else was it? Ginger or?
Oh, no, I didn't
Nutmeg.
add it.
Nutmeg.
I didn't add it.
Oh, I thought you did. I thought you said you did. I was in there. I thought you said you
I
did.
don't remember. You guys can watch the
Yeah,
video.
rewind the video.
I think I put one shake in it.
I remember you, I thought I heard you say you were.
Did you cook the dumpling and the apple, or did you cook them first and then add it to the apple?
That is that. I cooked
Yeah, the apple pie filling.
apple pie filling
The
and
juice.
juice together.
And then,
Then
added
added the dumplings when it came to a boil.
okay.
And then Harmon said they weren't sweet enough, so I added a cup of sugar. Because I hadn't thought about the fact that the apple juice wasn't sweetened.
And we
I
just,
had
we
I did
thought
a cup
the
of
apple
sugar
pie
and
filling would
another
have be sweet, but it
heaping teaspoon of apple pie spice.
Well, you
Yeah, it
see
was
me, I can't
more-
even talk, I'm eating.
was more like 2 teaspoons because it was so heaping.
I think this was
That's
a
really good.
success.
Yeah.
Mm.
Yep, I think it was a success.
And
And it's good on the pancake.
I promised Brittany at Crowder's, my pharmacy, that I'd bring her a fresh pancake with that to put over it. And I'm going to take one to Dr. Bickford's nurse who called me today and was just about to have a panting session thinking about it.
But right now, that'll be the end of this video.
Oh my
Yes.
goodness.
We love
That's
you
yummy.
all.
Bye bye.